Karen called cops when I left the HOA. Too bad my son had the evidence to nail her. The air in Willow Creek was thick with the scent of freshly cut grass and simmering resentment. For years, I'd towed the line in this pristine suburban enclave, where every lawn was a battleground and every mailbox a monument to conformity. The Homeowners Association, led by Karen Whitaker, ruled with an iron grip. Her emails, sharp as a guillotine, dictated everything from fence heights to the acceptable shade of mulch. I'd had enough. Last month, I sent a letter withdrawing my family from the HOA's clutches, citing their overreach and my right to live free. Karen didn't take kindly to rebellion. It started with passive-aggressive notes taped to my door. Your roses are non-compliant. Trim by Friday. Then came the fines, slipped under my windshield wiper like venomous love letters. I ignored them, thinking I was done with her game. I was wrong. Karen escalated, and the neighborhood watched like vultures circling a carcass. One humid evening, as I grilled burgers in my backyard, 2 police officers knocked on my gate. Karen stood behind them, arms crossed, her smug smile gleaming under the porch light. She'd called the cops, claiming I'd violated some obscure ordinance about unapproved landscaping. My blood boiled. This wasn't about Rose, it was personal. My son, Ethan, 16 and perpetually glued to his phone, overheard the commotion from his bedroom window. He slipped outside, quiet as a shadow, and started recording. Karen's voice cut through the dusk, shrill and accusing. He's a menace, officers. He's undermining our community standards. I stood my ground, explaining I'd left the HOA, that their rules no longer applied. The officers, caught in the middle, looked skeptical but ready to write a citation. Karen's eyes glinted with victory until Ethan stepped forward. Dad, I've got something, he said, his voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. He held up his phone, showing a video he'd taken weeks ago. Karen, caught on camera, was screaming at Mrs. Patel, our elderly neighbor, over a misaligned garden gnome. The footage was damning. Karen's tirade included racial slurs and threats to make life hell for anyone who defied her. Ethan had been tinkering with his drone, testing its camera, and accidentally captured the whole thing. The officers' faces hardened as they watched. Karen's smugness evaporated, replaced by a flush of panic. The twist came from an unexpected corner. Mrs. Patel, who'd been silent for months, shuffled out of her house, her cane tapping the pavement. She'd heard the commotion and seen Ethan's video when he showed it to her earlier. I've got more, she said, her voice frail but firm. She produced a stack of letters, anonymous complaints Karen had sent her, each one crueler than the last. Mrs. Patel had kept them not out of fear, but as evidence. She'd been waiting for the right moment. The officers turned to Karen, whose protests crumbled into stammered excuses. The neighborhood, once her loyal audience, now whispered in disapproval. The cops didn't arrest Karen that night, but they issued a warning and took the evidence for review. The HOA board, pressured by the growing scandal, suspended her the next day. Ethan's video spread like wildfire on the neighborhood's private forum, and Karen's reign unraveled. I thought we'd won. I thought justice had prevailed. But the cost was heavier than I expected. Karen didn't go quietly. She doubled down, spreading lies about my family, claiming we doctored the video. Some neighbors, loyal to her charisma, believed her. Others, emboldened by her fall, turned their judgment on us. Why didn't you just follow the rules? They muttered. My roses, once a point of pride, became a symbol of division. Ethan, my quiet hero, started retreating to his room, avoiding the glares of kids whose parents sided with Karen. Mrs. Patel, too, faced whispers for stirring trouble. The victory tasted bitter, like ash in my mouth. One night, I found Ethan staring at his phone, the video still open. Did I make it worse, Dad? He asked, his voice small. I wanted to say no, to tell him he'd done the right thing. But the truth was messier. Exposing Karen hadn't healed the neighborhood, it had cracked it open, revealing fault lines I hadn't seen. We'd won the battle, but the war for peace was far from over. In the end, Karen moved away, Her house sold to a young couple unaware of the drama. The HOA rewrote its rules, promising fairness, but the scars lingered. I still tend my roses, defiant in their non-compliant glory, but every bloom feels like a reminder of what we lost. A sense of community, fractured by one woman's tyranny and our fight to break free. Ethan keeps his drone grounded now, his trust in the world a little dimmer. Mrs. Patel waters her gnome in silence, her courage a quiet beacon. What would you do when truth costs more than silence? Share your thoughts on justice, community, and the price of standing up.